have a couple.
Thanks for coming in today, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I apologize if I'm a little out of it. Oops. Dealing with some stomach issues over the weekend that were not fun, and I started feeling better yesterday, and now I have a headache tonight. So bear with me. We're still gonna do the fly-in tonight. We're going to fly the Beech 18 up to Galesburg, get ready for the air show on Saturday. That's the Virtuous A Flying Club air show. Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm going to get Streamlabs to pull up the link right there. I will be performing. I'm not going to be streaming for the air show. I will be performing the air show. The live stream for the air show is going to be on the twitch.tv/JeffreyB channel on Saturday afternoon. So you'll make sure you want to tune in there. So this is where we're at. This is what we're going to do. My plan is to fly the Beech 18 from Spirit to St. Louis. That's Kilo Sierra Uniform Sierra to Galesburg. So we're going to depart out of here off of runway 26 left. We're going to fly up. We're going to follow the river here. The old, I believe this is the old Mississippi River. And we're going to be, I'm sorry, not the Mississippi, excuse me, the Missouri River. This is the Missouri River. No, it's the Mississippi. There it is, Mississippi River. And we're going to follow that up until right about, what was it, Fort Madison over here. And then we'll follow this train track all the way to Galesburg. That's pretty much it. It's just a little bit of VFR flying. Beautiful day to do this. And so that's the plan that we have. And already can tell that I'm still about only half capacity after being sick for the last little bit here. Can't even read a damn VFR chart and differentiate between the Mississippi and Missouri River. So that's just the way it's going right now, unfortunately. But also the Mets playing like garbage again. Go figure. All right, so let's get cracking. Let's get this thing turned on. Batteries, avionics. I think if I remember correctly, I have to manipulate the lights in here because it messes with it if I use it on my my alpha yoke. So we'll do steady nav we want to extend those. A little bug just tried to fly into my mouth. Beacon on. Okay. Get this going. Turn this guy on. Think we're good to go here, and then I'm gonna start using my yoke, so both engines are gonna start at the same time. So that's gonna be a simism, clear left, clear right, clear prop. There you go. Again, simism. Jeffrey B, thanks for coming in today. Both they start at the same time. Listen to those big burly beefy radials. Alright. Wait for this to acquire its satellites. The Mets are losing now. Oh my god. Mets lost game 1 of the doubleheader, and they're losing game 2 now in the second inning, 3-2. Jesus Christ. Oh man, this headache has been rough today. I've had a headache all day, chat. I was feeling better yesterday after what was just non-stop bathroom visits. We'll just that's I guess as far as I'll go on stream. It was just constant bathroom visits from like all the way to like Tuesday last week till like this Tuesday. It's almost like a whole week of just constantly going to the bathroom. I was able to kind of work through one work trip, but then I had to bang out for the next one because it was just too much going to the bathroom. Too much unpleasantness, and yeah, it wasn't great. And I was feeling better yesterday, but I've got a freaking headache going today for some reason, so I just kind of woozy that it is. Alright, we got the GPS up. We're just gonna go ahead and put GBG in here for reference, because we already explained earlier that I'm going to be following the Mississippi River north until about Fort Madison area, and then following train tracks the rest of the way. But we'll have that as a reference. You can see we're be a 137-mile straight line. I think the route that I'm going to do is a little bit more. It's like 177, so we're at about 40 miles by going via ground-based references, but that is okay. We also have, let's see, any ATC online at Spirit of St. Louis. We do not. So that means we'll be using the CTAF frequency, which is the tower frequency, which is 124.75, which I already have set 124.75. So that's what we got there. The airplane's on. Let's see. We got to get DGs aligned. Very good. We're going to take off 26 left, which is basically just right out in front of us over there. Is where we're going to taxi over to depart, and then we'll just pretty much, once we depart out, it's going to take us right to the river. And it'll be a kind of go out into the north to join the river, because the river kind of splits off here a little bit, but we'll just kind of go and fly northbound for a little bit until we join the fat part of the river going northbound, if that makes sense. So it'll be a right crosswind departure out of here. So let me let's see. I remember the cowling flaps are there now. We made that mistake before. We're not going to make that mistake again. Let's go ahead and extend the landing lights for taxi. Pitot heat I don't think is going to be required. Everything else is where it needs to be. So we can go ahead and start taxiing out. Let's take a look at this beautiful bird one more time before we do here. Alright. Alright, we'll release the old park and brake here. We'll get into the taxi view. We'll make our radio call. Spirit of St. Louis traffic. Beechcraft 12 for my Charlie taxiing to runway 26 left. Spirit of St. Louis. Make sure we don't accidentally put this thing in the grass. There's the exit. It's right in front of me. This thing is a little hard to see out the front of this thing. I have had some hit or miss takeoffs in this thing as well, so we'll see if this is going to be a hit or miss. Hopefully it'll be a good takeoff Saturday afternoon when I'm starting my routine for the Virtually Safe Flying Club Airshow, as I will be flying this aircraft as the first full routine of the show Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a great show. You're not going to want to miss it. There's going to be a little less of tandem flying than I was hoping for. You know, at first we were thinking, oh, well, we're still going to have the Virtually Safe Flying Club Thunder Twins, but we thought we were going to have a pair of Italians coming with us, but they had to drop out because they weren't ready. We thought we were going to have multiple aircraft for the United States Navy, but they now are down to one. And even the United States Air Force, they had planned on bringing the full set of Thunderbirds, but there's a lot of scheduling conflicts, so they're going to have a couple of solos now. So really only the one tandem act. So I was hoping for a little bit more of that, but otherwise the rest of the show is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and you're not going to want to miss it. So that's, you know, all that aside, you know, that's the only thing I wish I had a little bit more of that we thought we were going to have a little bit more of, but, you know, real life comes first, and that's just kind of the way things are, you know. So I don't think I see any traffic out here. So we'll go ahead and just take right off. We'll get this thing going and see if I can remember how to turn the autopilot on this thing once we get airborne. God bless me. Speed of St. Louis traffic. Beechcraft, November 124 Mike Charlie. Departing 26 left, it will be right crosswind departure to the north. Spirit of St. Louis. Now we do want to be careful. Again, there's no ATC online, but there is a Class Bravo that we have to deal with. So we got to stay below 3,000 feet initially until we get a little bit more to the north of the Bravo, and then we can kind of step up. So for now, I'm going to take off and go to about 2,500 feet, and we'll hold that for a while. Probably until we get to the river, and then I'll climb up to maybe 4,500, or maybe we'll stay at 2,500. We'll see. See what we're feeling once we get there. But let's go ahead and start the roll. Alright, hopefully I will have that good of a takeoff during the performance for the airshow. That's probably one of the best ones I've done, so I'm hoping that that will be the standard for me for when I do it on Saturday, because that was pretty good. Clear right, turning right. Fly northbound for a little while until we get to the fat part of the river going north. So if I remember correctly, the glitch in this thing was that I need to have the landing gear retracted and then off, and then the autopilot should work. So if I do heading and altitude, actually I want to do heading and pitch. I believe that should make it work. But it's not. Okay. Well, here's 2,500 feet. Oh, you know what? That's why. I need that on, then this on, and then we can hold altitude this way. Okay, now I got it. Oh, we're good. Alright, groovy. I figured it out. It's always good. Oh, wrong lever there. So we want to go, let's do, that's probably good right there. Do 3,000 manifold pressure is probably fine. We can lean the mixture out a little bit. Right about there is probably going to be good. So we're holding heading, we're holding altitude. We can close the cowl flaps. And now everything should eventually come up into the green. And actually, we should make the nav lights flashing. There we go. Perfect. So we're all squared away. And there's the river that we're going to follow to the north, so I'm going to sneak my way over towards that a little bit more. And again, as long as we're below the 2,500 feet like we are, we're going to be clear of the Class Bravo here at St. Louis. And we're moving. And we got Jeffrey B, McFly, Avi, Rouse House, Caveman, Zelda. Thanks for coming in today. Good to see you all this evening. I appreciate you stopping by to watch me do my fly-in portion of the Airshow fly-in tonight. Again, I will not be streaming personally on Saturday. You can tune into the Airshow broadcast, of course, on the twitch.tv/JeffreyB channel at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Saturday, you will not want to miss the show. Jeffrey has put so much work into this like he's done the first 2 years. It's going to be great. So we want to give him the support by having the viewers in his channel. Because the show, it's really his show. There's no two ways around it. He is the producer. He is the aircraft creator. He is the commentator. He is just pretty much everything. And then you got me that just kind of gets things organized. And you got the performers, of course, which the performers are very important too. If we didn't have performers, we wouldn't have a show. But it really is Jeffrey's show. So it's important that we go and show him the support that he deserves for the show on a Saturday afternoon. So looking through here, we got this is good. We got in the green, in the green. These temps are coming up, but everything else is in the green. So we're all good there. Doing a little bit faster than I thought. $173 over the ground. That's not bad. Wonder if I go, maybe we'll do 2,000 RPM. That might be a little bit better. Keep the manifold pressure like that. And again, everything's staying in the green, so we're good to go here. You know what? I did not check to see how much fuel I have on board, but we should have more than enough. So I'm not worried about that. We should have plenty of fuel. Let's see. We're burning, yeah, fuel flow 34 gallons per hour. And we have how many gallons on board? Oh yeah, more than enough fuel. Got about 2 hours worth of fuel, almost 3 hours worth of fuel actually. You can see it right down there, so not worried about that. And we'll just follow the river here. Pretty simple stuff. This river, being the Mississippi River, is going to take us up north for a while. We're going to be following the Mississippi River for about, a good, I don't know, 20, 40, 60, 80... about 100 miles till we get to about Fort Madison, and then we'll follow the railroad tracks that go from about there to Galesburg. For now, you can listen to some radial engine action. Oh, this headache is rough, chat. Not gonna lie. Oh, I got some packages at the door that I gotta go check on. I'll be right back. You guys, listen to some radial engine action. Okay, the package is actually, even though it was in my name, I ordered it for Sarah. We needed new, like kitchen scissors, you know, like when you're cutting meat and packages, stuff like that, because the ones we had broke. So that's what we got package-wise. Kenny Mustard, thanks for coming in today. You're due for your monthly sub here, it looks like. Come in and get that taken care of for you. There you go. Welcome to the stream, buddy. We're flying the Beech 18 from Spirit of St. Louis up to Galesburg in preparation for the Airshow Saturday afternoon. A lot of great Virtue Safe Flying Club action. Oh my god, this headache is not going away. Brutal. Tomorrow I have a busy day. I got a dentist appointment. I got something else I need to get taken care of in the morning. And then tomorrow evening, we are going to be doing some airshow practice as well. Good evening.
Good evening. The gears will be dodging supercells going in there.
I think a lot of the... I mean, if you're coming from the northwest, then yeah. Because if I'm coming from the south, then it's clear. And it looks like that stuff that's to the northwest is going to pretty much stay clear. It should stay clear, I think, for most of the night. Maybe towards the latter portion, like closer to 10 Eastern, it might encroach a little bit closer. But I look like... coming from the south, it's not too bad right now. It's clear skies. Yeah, Eric, the scenery's loaded, but I'm like at least an hour out.
I took off from northeast Philly, so it's gonna be a couple hours.
Eric Flight,
gotcha.
3 subs for 44 months.
Yeet. Thank you for 44 months, Eric. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's in there. I'm probably, like I said, it's gonna be a little bit more than the 39 minutes this is saying, because I'm following the river a little bit here up until I get towards like Fort Madison, and then I'm gonna turn in to follow some railroad tracks the rest of the way. So we're not a straight line. So I'm thinking about an hour. If you're still watching, that's when you'll get to see it. But it looks great. You did great work, my friend. I appreciate you very much. Eric Flight also be another one of the performers in the air show on Saturday. Along with McFly Abbey is one of the 2 Thunder Twins. And he will be performing in the P-51. I don't remember what Eric is performing in. I'll be performing in this thing right here. You're going to see it in a much different livery on Jeffrey's stream. Jeffrey has given me a nice virtual USA Flying Club livery that you guys will see while I'm doing my performance. That's right, he is in the Hellcat, thank you. See, Jeffrey has got the master list. He knows all of it. Jeffrey is the master of disaster. Trying to open up my Google Drive so I can go look at the master list, and my computer is being a little bit not nice. There's the master list. Not going to show it on stream. I do need to still write down by hand all those ICAO codes that everyone needs to connect as. I will take care of that once I am done streaming here this evening. Again, we're just following this river. I was thinking about climbing up all the way to 4,500, but I think we'll stay low. We'll stay nice and low. 2,500 feet. No reason to go up. Keep buzzing everyone on the ground. Give them a nice view of our big beefy radials. And we'll hold this altitude up to the rest of the way here. Doing a nice 166 across the ground, which is not too bad at all. And we should have everything should still mostly be in the green. A little yellow on the oil temps. Maybe if I maybe I don't need to have the cow flaps closed. Let's see what that does. See if that'll put them into the green. Either that or I don't think I need the pitot heat to be on, right? That's not it, no. I'm trying to remember how to get these guys back into the green here. Actually, it looks like they're going down. I do think I need to keep those babies closed up like I had it.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Otherwise, we're still good.
Iowa Scotsman just resubbed for 18 months.
Iowa Scotsman, thanks for coming in today. Appreciate the 18-month resubscription. Another gentleman of the Virtue Safe Flying Club that will be performing in this year's air show. Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock on the Jeffrey B channel. My sim just gave me a heart attack with that freeze there. I thought for sure I was going to crash the desktop, and I was going to be really upset if it did. But we're good. Disaster averted. Been hearing a lot of that today, of the if I don't die. That's the beauty of us being all amateurs here that are going to be doing this virtual air show for the Virtue Safe Flying Club, is we don't know what to expect. We have, in past air shows, had people crash out. So if you do happen to die, you would not be the first. And we have contingencies built into the broadcast for when moments like that do happen. Oh, we're 2/3 of the way to a level 1 hype train too, which is not something that happens very often in this channel. I appreciate your guys' constant support of me and the support of the Flying Club. I really do appreciate it. And I apologize that I'm not like fully engaged right now because I have a massive headache. Again, if you're just joining, I've been sick like most of the week. A lot of unpleasant time in the restroom, kind of sick. Felt better yesterday, and then now, of course, this morning and all day today I've been sporting a raging headache, but I still wanted to get the flight in today for the fly-in on the sim. And hopefully my head will be ready to go for my performance Saturday afternoon. Hi, Sir Brandon, thanks for coming in today. That's not what I want to do. I always accidentally click these when I don't mean to. Losing a little bit of our ground speed here. Trying to remember what I needed to do to get those oil temperatures. Maybe I think maybe it's these guys that I needed to move. Or is it? Oh no, oh this is what, it's an oil shutter. Okay, so I think I closed those. Yeah, okay, that's right. That's how I get those in the green. Now I remember. Alright, we're good. All is well that ends well. We're back Now everything is in the green. And that was the one thing I was forgetting. So I think we're good to go here now. No briefing for the event this evening since it's a fly-in. No verbal briefing required. Text briefing will suffice. Simple fly-in to Galesburg. I do not know if Galesburg supports at least a 737. I would probably say maybe 5,700 feet of runway, but definitely 737 is definitely not what we're doing in the Virtue. That's not a Virtue USA Flying Club type aircraft. Oh, the Mets tied the game at 3, which is nice. Yes. Yeah, if you could put Virtue USA Flying Club in the remarks, that would be great. Anytime for a Flying Club event, I appreciate you doing that. So everyone knows who we are, sees what we're doing. I've got it in my remarks. Keep following the Mississippi River, mighty Mississippi to the north. Again, we're gonna keep flying up. Probably still got another good 50, 60 miles going along the river before we turn in towards Galesburg. Got a good handful of Flying Club members that are starting to load up in the sim, it looks like. I see 7 of us inbound to Galesburg right now on VATSIM. So this is an official club event this evening. The precursor to the actual air show, obviously, Saturday afternoon. I wonder how many more times I can say that in the stream before you guys get sick of me saying it. If you're around, please tune in. On Saturday afternoon to Jeffrey's stream. So we're going to have a great production for you this year. Just like we have the first 2 years, but I think we've really upped the game this year by incorporating some stream-safe music in the background. Definitely helped Jeffrey not have to feel the dead air like we've had in the past ones. Glittic, thanks for coming in today. Fly good, don't suck. I'm trying my best. I do have a massive headache right now. Sleazy does it. Thanks for coming in today. Some pretty significant altimeter changes going on here as we continue up northbound in our Twin Beech. Give you guys a little bit of airplane noise ASMR. Again, this is not the livery that you guys will see on Saturday when I'm doing my performance. Jeffrey has made a special Virtue USA Flying Club livery that you guys will see with his model matching. How long do we have for today for Galesburg? Our event technically goes from now until 10 Eastern, so about another 3 hours and 45 minutes. This is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, the Cobra Genie, that is correct. And it is a beautiful sim. I'm flying north along the Mississippi River right now in the Twin Beech. And it is looking good. My act is not going to be anything special, Sleazy does it. I'm just going to be kind of showcasing this aircraft, if you will, and kicking us off. I plan on doing a normal takeoff, left turn around the pattern, do a low, fast flyby. Another left turn around the pattern, I'll do a dirty, slow flyby. I'm going to do a landing, and my landings in this thing have been pretty rough, so we'll see how that goes. And then maybe couple of ground loops or something like that once I get to show center on the ground. So just a simple, kind of more just showing off the airplane kind of performance more than anything. Not really planning on doing any hardcore maneuvers in this thing. It's just, you know, last year we had, I was flying in, I think it was a Cessna 170, and I was dragging a banner to start the show. This year we're going to have, I'm not going to give the whole thing away, but no, just a quick thing. And then, yeah, I'm going to be airbossing for the show. So I'm going to airboss myself for the first routine, and then I'll be airbossing the rest of the way for the show. The Cobra Genie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining the channel. Again, if you're just joining the stream, and you aren't already aware, the 3rd Annual Virtue Safe Flying Club Air Show is on Saturday afternoon. That is this Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern, on the twitch.tv/JeffreyB channel. 3rd annual show, and I'm very excited to, we're very excited to have it ready and to present it to you guys on Saturday afternoon. There's been a lot of work put into it this year, and very much excited for it. I think it's going to be, it is for sure going to be our best one yet. Jeffrey has put in so much great work. The more I say it, the more I stutter. Yeah, that's... Jeffrey B is still putting in work. That's correct. He is still putting in work on CSLs, liveries, model animations. I told you guys at the onset of the stream that this might be a little rough tonight because of the headache I got going on. And like I said, I've been sick for, I had been dealing with like a stomach issue. I don't know what was going on, to be honest, chat. I don't know if it was something I ate. But from like Tuesday last week all the way until this Tuesday, I was like constantly running to the bathroom. And like especially like right after I ate, I would immediately have to go to the bathroom. And that was like non-stop for almost a full week before I finally started to calm down. And yesterday it was good. The stomach has been good today. Now it's just the headache that I've been sporting around all day. But it sucked because I kind of powered through a work trip to start the week. And then I had to bang out for a subsequent work trip because there was just no way I was going to be able to keep putting up with, you know, just constantly having to go to the bathroom. I ended up losing like 5 pounds too. Which thankfully over the past couple days I think I've been able to put it almost right back on, which is good. But I did lose a little bit of weight there, so that was a little concerning for a bit, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, it was bothering me. But everything seems to have stabilized finally. It is what it is. Do I take probiotics and stuff? Yes, I do. Actually, you know what? I didn't take my probiotic yet today. Thank you for the reminder. I'll be right back. You're awesome. Perfectly timed reminder to take my probiotic. Thank you, Sleazy. It is pretty well documented in this channel, the struggles I have with my digestive system. And Glidek, I lived with Glidek out on Long Island many years ago, so he knows firsthand the struggles that I have with my bowels. But we're already getting to the point of TMI now into this stream, which should surprise absolutely no one. Yeah, I know my way around a toilet, that's for sure. Drive 250, thanks for coming in today. We're talking about the fact that I was having a very rough week when it comes to going to the bathroom. Up until just this past Tuesday, my stomach was not having it. So, you know, bad time to walk in. But we're flying the Twin Beech 18. We're on our way up to Galesburg Municipal. Took off out of Spirit of St. Louis, following the Mississippi River northbound. Right up until we get to about the, what do we call it, the Fort Madison area, and then we're going to shoot over following some train tracks here. So just a little VFR flying in tonight for the Virtue USA Flying Club 3rd Annual Air Show on Saturday afternoon. Let's see. I'm going to tune to the Galesburg CTAF frequency, which is 123 nothing. Since that's going to be the next any kind of call we're going to have to make, pretty much in uncontrolled airspace the rest of the way here. And nobody's online anyway on VATSIM wise, so we're good to that end. So yeah, 23 nothing for the CTAF at Galesburg. Should see you on the arrival board into Galesburg. I do indeed see you on the arrival board. Still cruising right along here. We're getting closer to that Fort Madison area. I think maybe another like 20-30 miles roughly. Basically right when the river starts to really kind of turn to almost pointing due east. You know, there's like this little hook right up here that we're going to look at, but that's not it. A little further up there's going to be another kind of slight right. That's not it. But then when the river starts to almost point due east, that's right about where that Fort Madison area is, and that's when we're going to try and find those train tracks. Just looking at our sectional chart here, that's what I'm talking about. So you can see how we're right about right here-ish, where the river's kind of got this little split going on that we're flying over right now. Then there's going to be another kind of little hook right here around Keokuk, Hamilton area, right here. But then there's this real sharp kind of right that almost gets the river pointing due east around, like, again, Fort Madison, Dallas City. And then that's right here on this east side of the river. We're going to try and find these train tracks, and that's what we're going to follow then the rest of the way over to Galesburg, just to give you guys... Oh, I didn't switch the screen, did I? Let me try that again. Good lord. Professional streamer. Not really. Very bad streamer. So let me try that again. We're right about here, roughly. We're going to have this little hook right here, but that's not what we're looking for. It's this one right here, where it kind of points almost due east for a little bit, near around Fort Madison. And then that's where we're going to find the train tracks on the east side of the river, and then take the rest of the way to Galesburg. And now that I've actually hit the right button, now you guys can see it. There's a giant bridge in Fort Madison. Well, that will also definitely help us to figure out where Fort Madison is then, assuming the sim actually has the giant bridge drawn in correctly, which the bridges in Microsoft Flight Sim can be a little bit hit or miss, to be honest. We're going to give you guys wing view for a minute here. Wing and engine view. Bum. Don't pay any attention to what I'm doing on the screen here. You guys just keep watching the beautiful wing view. We'll turn it back to a regular view now, as we keep on following the river northbound. It's a road, train, bridge, and one. You're going to follow the route of the Southwest Chief and the Transcon route from Chicago to LA. Train facts with lid. See, your autism is showing, my friend. I categorically deny that, FA. Yes, no, the man loves trains. So naturally, he would know exactly what train track I'll be following once I make the turn at Fort Madison going to Galesburg. You learn something new every day, chat. Totally don't watch the live rail webcams at Fort Madison. That okay, if you say so. She's majestic. There should be room on the ramp for you to park, Gleister Brandon. I don't see that there wouldn't be. It's pretty significant. It's a pretty big ramp. Glidic just sent me a link, chat, to the live webcam of the Fort Madison, the train tracks, for the ones that we're going to be eventually following. I'm not even kidding. He sent me the. I'm going to show you guys in a second, but eventually the ones that we're going to be following out the rest of the way to Galesburg once we get up there. There you go. He literally sent me the link. This is a live footage, it looks like, of the train tracks that we're going to be following shortly. You can see the big bridge that apparently we're going to see as well, right there. A little bird. Look at that little bird going up on the lamppost. So, yeah, there you go. So, some live action for you. For those that like trains. Naturally, there were no trains going by at the time of me showing that, but you know. This is a very interactive stream. So we're getting, okay, remember chat, we talked about this now. This is this first little kind of nook that we have right here. This first little kind of quick little dive to the right. This is not the one we're looking for. It's going to be the next one after this where it kind of turns to the right. It's going to be much more pronounced going towards the east. That's going to be the area we're going to be looking for, this bridge / train tracks, before we pretty much then almost make a straight shot to Galesburg at that point. I'm legitimately keeping an eye on that stream that he sent me of this rail yard. I'm waiting to see if a train rolls by so that I can put it on stream. This is where we're at now, chat. This is where we're at now. So we've got a bridge right here, but this is not the bridge we're looking for. Keep following the river a little bit further north. Hugo23 Gamers, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today. Welcome to the stream. We are currently in our Beech 18 following the Mississippi River northbound. Once we hit Fort Madison area, we're going to shoot the rest of the way to the northeast along the train tracks to Galesburg Municipal, which is where we'll be doing the Virtuously Flying Club Air Show on Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the twitch.tv/JeffreyB channel, which is not this channel. Again, there are some that will be streaming their performances. I will not be streaming my performance. You can watch my performance live on Jeffrey's stream. which is the main broadcast. So up around this area, chat, is where we should start to see this. Supposedly, we'll see if MSFS has it in here. This bridge that's going to lead us to the train tracks. That's going to lead us to victory. Let's see, do we see a bridge? Might not be rendering yet, chat. Let's keep our eyes peeled, though. Yeah, I heard the beep, beep, beep. I got your message. Let's see. Not sure that the sim is going to be rendering this bridge. Which is, now that we've kind of got this whole thing going, that's going to be a little bit of a disappointment. But we'll wait. This might have to be right on top of it to see it. You never know. MSFS can be kind of weird like that. It's not looking promising right this moment, though. Yeah, you know what? I don't think that the bridge is going to be in MSFS, which is disappointing. Are those dots it? What? I don't know what dots you're referring to. Up here, maybe? Yeah, I just don't know. It does not appear that the sim is rendering. Maybe, let's see. Is it up here? Yeah, it just doesn't look like it's going to show up on the sim here, which is a bit of a bummer. But this is where we are going to have to start turning now more towards GBG. Let's see if we can find these railroad tracks. Should be... Oh, you know what? It's starting to come in now. There we go. Okay, so it is starting to render a little bit. We had to get much, much closer. There it is. So that's what it's not really... Turn a little bit too far here. Not great, but it's there. We found it. So there's Fort Madison. And there's the bridge. And that's going to be our railroad tracks then right here. And we're going to pretty much now follow this railroad track all the way. Alright, so the bridge is there. We did it. And it takes a while for Microsoft Flight Sim to render some of these things. I do have my settings turned down for that, though, because I have a bit of an older computer. So there's Fort Madison. There's the bridge. Here's the railroad tracks. And we're following the railroad tracks all the way to Galesburg. Choo-choo. And look at that. Following the railroad track is going to be almost a straight shot, just like the GPS telling us. So we got about 15 minutes left. We can see the railroad tracks right there. Almost look like there's a rail car on the tracks in the sim on the little whatever rendering they had of the maps there. You could see almost looks like that could be a line of cargo containers on a train right there going down the track. Good fixins. Thanks for coming in today. The intermodal cars. See, I don't know any of the terms or anything when it comes to trains, so I'm just going to assume that you're correct. I'm about 14 minutes out. Okay, this is a Virtue USA Flying Club event this evening that we're doing. It is the Airshow Fly-In. Here you go. That's the banner for the Airshow Fly-In. From now until 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so I'm definitely hitting it on the front end, as I usually do for these events. Plenty of time for club members to get a flight in. And then, of course, the actual Airshow, Saturday. This Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, twitch.tv/JeffreyB. That's the channel that you want to tune into for the live broadcast on Saturday. If you don't already follow Jeffrey, you should. He's a great streamer. Very hilarious streamer. But he will be sober during the broadcast. Missed when he found the bridge because my Wi-Fi antenna hooked up. I think we should still... nah, the bridge is gone. It's already been rendered away. But we're following the train tracks now. Right along here. Getting an outer marker. Interesting. But yeah, it looks like I am right over an outer marker. We're on 123.0. That is the CTAF frequency for Galesburg that the club members should be on. Start making the appropriate radio calls here once we get a little bit closer. We're still about 34 miles out. Got a little bit of a tailwind as we made this turn over here. Got a bit of a speed boost, doing a $180 across the ground. Give you guys some more airplane ASMR for a minute here while I have to look at something on my phone. Mets are losing 5-3 because they suck. see here. We should still be right over the train tracks, right? I think they're kind of blocked by the trees. Yeah, getting kind of blocked. You can see it right here. We're following it. We're getting kind of cock blocked by the trees here. Yeah, and you know what? Unfortunately, nobody talks about that too much, Kenny Monster. But that is a New York sports team that did actually do something good. There has not been a lot of that lately with New York sports teams.
Kilo Golf, Bravo Golf, traffic, Cessna 23 Mike, 24 Kilo is 20 miles southeast, Orlando. Kilo Golf, Bravo, or left down runway 21, 2,500 feet currently.
Got one of our club members making the calls for Galesburg. Does look like it's going to be 2-1, which means we will have to overfly the field to join the left downwind for runway 21, wind 200 at 11. Still waiting for my August schedule to get put out. About to depart Fort Wayne in my 172. Very nice. I'm landing runway 3 because I'm a 175. I mean, you should be able to land 2-1. Unless you're talking, I guess because runway 3 has the instrument approach, the ILS. There is an RNAV to runway 21 though, and the wind is favoring runway 21. Worth noting. You can definitely do an RNAV approach in the 175, because I have definitely done, when I used to fly the 175, I did some RNAV approaches. Anyways. Oh, man. Yeah, so we're pretty much straight shot following these railroad tracks, and then we're going to overfly the field to join the left downwind. So the field elevation at Galesburg is 764. So that would be 1,800 rounded up for the traffic pattern altitude. We'll be good at 2,500 feet to overfly the field, and then descend down as appropriate to get to traffic pattern altitude.
Totally off topic, but have you guys ever played the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games?
Way, way back in the day.
Exactly. So 1 and 2. I remember 1 and 2 coming out, and they remastered it a couple years ago. Well, they just remastered 3 and 4 supposedly.
I think I heard someone talking about that yesterday. That they're on Steam or something.
They're on Steam, and then if you have Xbox Game Pass, they got released to Game Pass. So I'm actually downloading as we speak.
Blast from the past.
Exactly. I'm actually kind of excited. I'm not gonna lie.
About 15 miles out. Should start to see the field, and actually I'm pretty sure I just saw the beacon. Yep, there's the beacon. There's the field right there, so we got the field in sight. Gonna start making our calls here in just a second. Alright, it's time to get serious, chat. If you guys want to start to put landing rate guesses in the chat, you can do so. Now would be the time. Positive, negative number does not matter. You do not need the exclamation point predict. If Kenny Monster is listening, he's going to do it anyway because he's Kenny Monster, but we're going to use Volanta to track what my landing rate is, and I can tell you out loud that my landings have been horrible in this thing, but don't let that persuade you one way or the other. How much you think my landing rate's going to be? Galesburg traffic. Beechcraft 124 Mike Charlie. 10 miles to the west. We'll overfly the field, join the left downwind for runway 21. Galesburg. We're going to go ahead and take the autopilot off. And hand fly the rest of the way. Field in sight.
Kilo Golf, Bravo Golf, traffic, Cessna 23 Mike, 24 Kilo, inbound, into 21, so circle to the south, to the number 3, one, the 23 Mike, 24 Kilo.
November 53 Papa Bravo. I'm bound to. We are. I'm bound to doing the down one number.
Sounds like I'm leading the charge inbound. We're going to get landed up here, and we're going to show you all the neat little things that have been put into the scenery. Now, the only thing I don't have, and Eric's going to be disappointed, is I do not have the 3D people. So the stands in my scenery are going to be empty. Some of that is because my computer is just kind of slow, and I don't want to kind of push the limit. So it's not going to be the full, true view with the 3D people. So I do apologize for that, Eric Flight, if you're still listening. But still plenty of great stuff to look at with this scenery that he's built for Microsoft Flight Sim once we get down. We're going to start slowing down here. We'll go ahead and get our landing lights on. If you're talking about changing your prediction, sure, you can change your prediction. Galesburg traffic, Beechcraft, 124 Mike Charlie, overflying the field, joining the left down for runway 21, Galesburg. Yeah, it's not that serious, Drive 250. There's no prizes or anything associated with the landing rate guesses in this channel, just a little bit of pride in getting the closest guest. Start slowly descending here down to the traffic pattern altitude of 1,800 feet. That's a landing gear horn. Put the gear down. First notch flaps. Probably need to be a little bit wider in the downwind than that, so we'll kind of teardrop it out here a little bit. Galesburg traffic, Beech 124 Mike Charlie, left down, runway 21, Galesburg. And Leicester, Brandon, just be advised, all of us are pretty much landing on runway 21, so you're going to have to take that in consideration. Should be able to start turning our base turn here. Second notch flaps. Quick base, then we'll turn the final since I had kind of a tight downwind there. Galesburg traffic, Beechcraft 124 Mike Charlie is left base to final. Runway 21 full stop, Galesburg. Yeah, this is pretty sloppy. Get the full flaps going, gear down, flaps full.
Bravo, doing the left down, one behind it.
Kind of made it more of a dog leg than an actual true pattern there, but that's okay. See if we can get a good landing. Look at that view of the Virtua Safe Flying Club logo right at the end of the runway. And again, we'll get a much better view of everything we got going on here once I get down and parked. A one bouncer, not bad. I have done worse in this thing. I have done worse. I have done much worse. That was not bad at all, actually, considering some of the other runs that I've had at it. Galesburg traffic, Beech 124 Mike Charlie is clear of runway 21, Galesburg. Galesburg traffic, Beech 124 Mike Charlie is clear of runway 21, Galesburg. Now you can start to see some of the airshow stuff there. Again, I don't have the 3D people because my computer is not good enough to handle the 3D people. So I apologize to Eric for that I won't be able to show it off. But these stands are all filled with people. If you do have the 3D people library, just keep that in mind when I do show you this, that there's actually people in the stands in the full scenery. But I'll Again, I'll talk about that more here in a second once I get onto the ramp and parked. Gotta get the center line. I know. I gotta, like I said, this was better than most of my landings have been, but I gotta really show good during my performance on Saturday.
We're upwind. One, and we're doing downwind or bridging up.
Again, we got the whole
Radar 11, Epic 5.
Virtue USA Flying Club Air Show right on the ramp there, all painted nice and cute for us. I'm going to go to my parking spot, actually, which is right up at the front since I'm the first performance. So I'm just going to kind of glide through the ramp here over to my number 1 spot. And again, like I said, once we get all parked up, we'll go ahead and show around the scenery. And just keep in mind, I do not have the 3D people. There's a bunch of people that Eric hand placed into the scenery that I don't have the library for, and to be honest, I don't know if my computer would handle it, so that's the reason why it's not there. So just keep that in mind when I'm showing you guys this scenery, because he did a fabulous job with it. And I'll show you a picture example that some of the other people have posted that have it with the people in there, so don't worry, I'll make sure you guys get the full thing. There's my parking spot. We'll go ahead and kill this, and this. I can't reach that one unless I move over for some reason. And we'll kill the engines. So we could probably go to steady. These should come retracted and off.
Kilo Golf, Bravo Golf, traffic.
This off.
Cessna 23 miles, 24 kilo, and 8 miles
And
east.
we can turn
We'll enter
off.
downwind for a runway.
Avionics
21,
off and batteries
2005.
off. Gonna lose the communications, and we have arrived into my parking spot for the show. Someone's about to land to my left in the. I can only imagine what it's gonna model match as. If it's not gonna be it's probably not gonna be the F-35. Not in this sim, but it'll look great on Jeffrey's stream for the actual broadcast. Don't you worry about that. Mets are losing 7-3 now. Good lord. So let me go ahead and let's get into the showcase cam reset position. Drone speed up. And we'll go ahead and show you guys around here. Of course, we got the beautiful Virtue USA Flying Club logo that Eric put at the end of all the runways. 2-1 is going to be the primary runway that we're using for departures and arrivals for the show. That's just kind of the way that we've done it. And for those of you wondering what show center is, it is the crossing of the runway right here is show center. So that's show center. Great job with the windsock. Great job having. I guess we can watch this here real quick. At least it's a fighter jet of some kind. Nice landing. Again, Eric, I don't have the 3D people because I don't have the library, and it's probably for the best because with my computer, I don't know if my computer would handle it, to be honest with you, man. So that's the only thing that's going to be missing. Is the American flag here. Doesn't look like the American flag is in the same spot. So that's a negative. On that one. Got the little banner right here, though. This aircraft is a little off the map, but all right. We got the banner out here to let people know that the air show is happening. We've got the grass runway nicely marked. We've got the little parking spots for people that have their little campers if they want. Again, there should actually be people, and I'll show you guys a picture again in a second what it would look like with the people, because I don't have it because I'm afraid that it would break my computer to have that library in there. You got the big Virtue USA Flying Club Air Show sign right there. Mother banner. This is where the grandstand is. Look, even got a little that little Blackhawk, little static display for the folks to kind of check out. You've got Jeffrey's booth here. Got a taco truck for all your refreshment needs. Plenty of porta potties, which I'm going to be making plenty of use of because of my bowels. We got our F-35 taxiing in, getting to his parking spot, getting ready for the show. Another little banner out here because there's going to be a lot of spectators that are going to be out in the grass potentially over here in their aircraft for the show during the broadcast. So yeah, great job on the scenery. Very, very nice. It looks wonderful in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. We're going to hold this view here for a second while I go take a look and try and find that photo that someone had put out of the scenery. Give me 1 second, chat. Alrighty. What was I doing? I was trying to find you guys a picture. Give me one. I'm still working on it. Still working on it. Let's see. So here, and this is the, I think this is the 2020 Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 version. This is the version that AirHack. But you see all the stands are supposed to be filled with people. You got guys standing and monitoring the line here for the performers. You got people lined up for the taco trucks. So that's what I'm missing in my version since I don't have the 3D people library. But again, I'm worried that having all that in there is going to make my sim stutter, and that's the reason why I don't have it. But you guys can kind of get an idea of what is missing from my showing of the scenery. So there you go. Alright, and now we need to tell you guys what the landing rate was. And the landing rate was probably the best one I've ever had in this plane. Minus 83, 1.02 Gs. That's got to be the best landing I've done in this airplane. So I saved the best for you guys on the stream here. Now I just got to hope that I do a good landing on the show Saturday afternoon. So 83. So who's the closest? Oh, is there a train going by on that video? Hold on. Hold on. I got to pull it back up. Oh, shoot. Leister Brandon says there's a train on that live video over at Fort Madison. Give me a second, chat. I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it back up. Go faster, computer. Go faster. Train! There's a train. The camera is zoomed horribly. Whoever's controlling this camera needs to zoom out. But there is a train going by. There it is. Oh, there you go. Perfect. We see perfect timing. That's for all you rail fanners. Look at that. Good call. Good timing. All right. I lost my train of thought now because you guys distracted me with the train. You guys are unbelievable. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Even on like the little VFR map, you could see the logo and you could see the writing on there. That is awesome. I didn't know that was a thing. Holy crap. Okay. Did not know that that was a thing. I was just lucky enough to catch a rare unit. Apparently that's a rare unit. That train that just passed by. Okay. You guys are distracting me with the train talk. Anyways, we were going to figure out who had the closest landing rate guess to my 80, what did I say? It was 83? Hey, thank you. Make sure to mark yourself for attendance in the attendance channel, the Airshow fly-in channel.
Yeah, sure.
Who was the closest guess? Let's look. We had 583. That's not very close. 241, 201, 150, 188, 186, 243, 173. It looks like 150 is the closest, so Jeffrey B is going to be the closest to my 83 with his 150 yes. See, I thought I was going to be closer to all your guys' guesses too anyway. That was the best landing I've done in this airplane. So good job, Jeffrey B, on that. And yeah. So, one more time before I stop this stream and hand you guys off to someone else. The third annual Virtual USA Flying Club Air Show takes place on Saturday, July 12th. That is this Saturday, 2 days from now, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That would be 12 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Pacific is when you want to tune in to the twitch.tv/Jeffrey B channel. The link is posted there. Professor Plato, thank you for the follow. I am.
Roger that. For some reason, I thought you flew for like trade winds or something.
Nope, nope. I am an airline pilot.
Makes sense. Hence why you don't want to do it in a simulator for setting.
Yeah, typically I stick with the GA. Alright, let's take a look, guys. I need to open up Twitch because I want to see who's streaming so that I can see who we can raid out. Ed says hi. Hello, Ed. Sarah says hi back. Sarah says hi, chat. Oh, look, I didn't even notice this. There's a bunch of cars parked out here for all the people that are watching the show. I just noticed that now in the scenery. I didn't even notice that until just now. Very nicely detailed work by our good buddy Eric Flight in the chat, Eric Lemarier, on the scenery for us for the air show this year. And both him and Michael Manook, who is November 8033 Fox on Twitch, probably are going to hate me when I try to change the venue for the air show next year. But that's an internal conversation that the three of us are going to have. We'll wait till after the show to hash that out. But they hate me already. Yeah, I told you. Yeah, they do. They did. I think I'm most likely going to be overruled. I kind of have that feeling. But we'll see what happens. But at any rate, let me go ahead and hand you guys off. Again, don't forget, follow Jeffrey B on Twitch. That man right there, the one that just commented last. Jeffrey B. Follow him. And make sure you are in his stream Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock for the air show. That's the last time I'm going to say it. And I am now going to find someone to raid. And the person that I am going to raid is... Do I have someone flying in that I can raid? I don't see any of my people's flying in that I can raid. That's a little bit of a letdown. So what do we got here? Let's see, did anybody post in the Twitch channel that they're streaming? No, it's just me. Okay, so we're gonna have to stream someone that is not doing a flight in this event, but we are gonna go ahead and raid STW222, my good buddy Stu. He is a member of the Virtual Safe Flying Club. Good dude. So we'll raid him. It looks like he's flying something. It looks like he's flying the Starship. So you guys can go watch him fly the Starship. How about that? Let me get that going right now. Thank you guys for coming in today. Tune in on Saturday. Bye-bye.
Does that make sense? Yeah, 22.